Hello, future builders, innovators, and architects of the digital world. Look around you. You are part of a generation that will build systems we can only dream of today. But before you build the next skyscraper of code, the next sprawling digital city, I want to talk to you about the foundation. I want to talk to you about an idea that might sound boring, but I promise you, it's one of the most powerful ideas you'll ever encounter in your journey as creators. Good system design is simple, even underwhelming. That's the core message from an article by Sean Goedecke that has been sparking some fantastic conversations. Forget the dazzlingly complex diagrams with a million boxes and arrows for a moment. Goedecke's most important idea is that robust, scalable, and maintainable systems are often built from simple, well-understood components. The real genius lies not in complexity, but in clarity. It's about taming the beast of state, the data that changes, by isolating it, often in a single, reliable database, and keeping the rest of your system as a clean, stateless army of workers. It's about using battle-tested tools like background jobs for slow tasks and caching for speed, but only when you absolutely need them. It's a philosophy of deliberate, pragmatic, and humble engineering. Now, does this idea of boring is beautiful get a standing ovation from everyone? Absolutely not. And this is where it gets interesting. The most controversial idea, especially for those of you preparing for the gladiator arena of technical interviews, is this. Should you really propose a simple solution when the interviewer is expecting a symphony of complexity? On one hand, you have the purists, the pragmatists, who argue that a simple, effective solution is the best solution. They believe a good interviewer will recognize the wisdom in not over-engineering. They'd say that if a problem can be solved with a simple database and a few stateless services, you shouldn't be throwing in Kafka, Kubernetes, and a dozen microservices just to show off. But then you have the realists, the seasoned veterans of the interview circuit, who say, hold on a minute. They argue that interviewers are often looking for you to demonstrate your knowledge of complex systems. They want to see that you can design for massive scale, that you do understand the trade-offs of different databases, and that you are familiar with the latest and greatest technologies. As one commenter on Hacker News wittily put it, you want to fill the whiteboard with boxes and arrows until it looks like you've got Kubernetes managing your Kubernetes. They argue that the interview is a performance, a demonstration of your capabilities, and playing it too simple might get you a thanks but no thanks. So what's the takeaway here? Is the article's advice a golden rule or a career-limiting move? This is where you, as the next generation of engineers, need to think critically. Is the interview process broken, or is there a way to reconcile these two opposing views? Can you start with a simple, elegant solution and then, when prodded by the interviewer, thoughtfully elaborate on how you would scale it up, introducing complexity only when necessary? What's so exciting and enthusiastic about this article is that it's a breath of fresh air in a world that often glorifies complexity. It gives you permission to be a craftsman, not just an architect of dazzling but perhaps fragile castles in the sky. It encourages you to focus on what truly matters, building systems that work, that last, and that are a joy to maintain. It's a call to arms for clarity, for simplicity, and for a deep understanding of the fundamentals. But let me leave you with some questions to ponder, to debate, and to carry with you as you embark on your careers. Don't just accept what I've said or what the article says. Question everything. Is boring technology always the best choice? When does the cutting edge, the exciting technology become a necessity? How can we, as an industry, create an interview process that values pragmatic, simple solutions as much as it values knowledge of complex systems? When you're working on a team, how do you champion the cause of simplicity when everyone around you is chasing the latest and greatest tech trends? And finally, what does good system design mean to you? What are the principles that you will carry with you as you go out and build the future? The world is waiting for your answers. Now go out there and build it, simply and brilliantly.